Trent Alexander-Arnold will be leaving Liverpool on a free to join Real Madrid this summer. What can I say? As a Liverpool fan, first of all, I'm very upset. I'm obviously very irritated at this. I've spoken before about this topic, and my honest opinion is that the issue here is not just the fact he's going to Madrid. That's one conversation. The fact that he's choosing to leave his boyhood club is a question of its own already. You can question that. There is also the big problem of how he's doing it on a free. That is really bad. To leave your club on a free is quite a slap in the face to Liverpool. Like, as a Liverpool fan, it is quite a slap in the face to have our vice captain taken away on a free transfer. You know, to all the clubs to do it, Real Madrid, to pick up another player on a free transfer, take our vice captain. That does hurt, I have to say. It does hurt. But the biggest problem with how Trent is leaving, and something that the media isn't talking about, it's the way he's leaving. If Trent Alexander-Arnold came out in August or in July and said, "This will be my last season at Liverpool," I am sure that we Liverpool fans would have understood and maybe not respect his decision, but we respect he has a right to make this decision. We also understand that what he wants for his future might be different to what we want for his future. If he sees more exciting opportunities in Spain, if he wants to be a Galactico, if he wants to be in Madrid, we will understand that. It's his career. We can't force him to stay. But if he does so in a respectful manner by saying it at the start of the season, that is a lot better than saying nothing, being radio silent, and then now turns out you're leaving. The fact that you're not even going out there to say yourself tells you the whole story. He can't even have the courage and bravery to go out there and say, "I am leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Thank you for everything. This will be my last season." That's not what he's done. He's just said nothing, pretend like nothing's going on, done the celebration after scoring the goal, and then just says nothing. And now he's leaving. You've kept all of Liverpool fans in doubts, in anxiety, in confusion. We've had no idea what's going on for all these months. If indeed you apparently agreed to join Madrid a year ago, why did you never say so? Why did you keep this a radio secret? That's the problem. That is where you have this disrespect element coming from. Because we Liverpool fans do feel disrespected. Not like the fact that he's leaving is already very painful. The fact that he's leaving on a free is very, very painful. It's very kind of frustrating to see one of our own leave on a free in his prime, at his best, when we're winning a second Premier League title, when we're on our way to greatness, a new chapter in our history, and for him to leave now, of course it seems to us like a horrible decision, but my biggest problem is the way he's doing it. The complete radio silence, the complete silence, not even wanting to say anything about it. That is not the way you handle it at all, Trent. And you have really, really, really damaged, if not destroyed, your Liverpool legacy. And I don't think he deserves to have a lot of respect. He doesn't deserve to be applauded off the pitch, because he would have earned respect is earned. It's not given automatically. Just because you won trophies at Liverpool does not guarantee you respect forever. Because what you've done is lose that respect. And you lost the respect, not just by deciding to leave. That's your own decision. We can't blame you for that, right? If you decide to leave, that's your personal decision. We can all disagree and think that's a very wrong decision. But fair enough. If you want to leave, leave. We can't force you. But at least leave in a respectful manner by saying at the beginning of the season or mid-season. Because what you've done is, in a time when we're in a title race, we're trying to go for trophies, and you've got this uncertainty about your future. Look at the other two. Look at Van Dijk and look at Salah. Look at how open they have been about leaving the club or staying at the club. They've openly said, "We want to stay." Trent, if you wanted to leave, if your desire is to leave Liverpool and you've actually agreed to go to Liverpool, to go to Real Madrid, then go out and say that. If you would have said that earlier, then there would be no uncertainty, no doubt about it. What has created this tense situation between Liverpool fans and Trent is the uncertainty. That's been probably the biggest factor, is the fact that it's been such an uncertainty for a long period of time. And any Liverpool fan will tell you how frustrating it was to not hear anything about Trent. It was one topic we did not want to discuss at all. even on my kind of channel, I never really wanted to discuss Trent that much because it's just a frustrating topic for me. It's a frustrating topic for any Liverpool fan because we've got no information. We've got no indication of what was going on. It's like he's been telling us one story about how he loves Liverpool, how he wants to be future captain. He said all these things not that long ago. Not that long ago, he was sitting in interviews talking about how he loves the club, boyhood fan, wants to be future captain. You can't do all that and pretend to be like the next Steven Gerrard. You won't be this, and then go to Real Madrid. That's what's really baffling to me, is the way kind of things have turned around. If you really want to leave Liverpool, then at least say so. But what I find frustrating is the way you've done it, and the way you've done it on a free, man. Like, you disrespect your club by leaving on a free, in the peak of your powers, in your prime, to go to our European rivals on a free. I'm sorry, but that's... You can call it whatever you like, you can try to blame the club for it, but fundamentally, if he purposely run down his contract in order to join Madrid, that is a blow to us. That is a slap in the face of Liverpool Football Club. Our vice-captain leaving on a free. That is a big problem as well, is the fact that he's going on a free. That is what also really hurts us Liverpool fans, because how can your vice-captain, your boyhood fan, Scouser, legend, corner taken quickly, Origi, greatest right back right now, all this, how can he leave on a free to our arch European rivals, Real Madrid, who beat us in 2 Champions League finals? And just to make it an even more painful slap in the face, it's Real Madrid, the team who beat us in 2 Champions League finals in recent years. It just really, really hurts Liverpool fans. We're very frustrated, and personally, I don't understand the argument that, you've got to give him respect. He's already won everything. He can do whatever he wants. I understand that. I understand the fact that I understand the part that he can do whatever he likes. I don't understand why are Liverpool fans obliged to show him respect. And I already heard Talk Sport talking about, and Simon Jordan talking about how Liverpool fans, don't be foolish. It's his own decision. Who are we to tell him what to do? Agreed. We can't tell him what to do, but I have a right to say my opinion on it. I have a right to be frustrated at that. I have a right to have a problem with the way he's left. As a Liverpool fan, I'm entitled to my own opinion, and so are we entitled to our own opinion. And Liverpool fans who want to somehow dress this up as normal and as good, as is it like this is a good departure, sure, it's not. It absolutely isn't. Leaving your club, your boyhood club, where you are considered a future legend, where you are the vice captain, leaving on a free and saying nothing about it, being radio silent, is not respectful. It is not going to get you respect. And that is Trent's own decision. That is his own decision. The way you've left the club is your decision. Nobody forced him to join Real Madrid. It's not like he's living in poverty at Liverpool, being paid £1 a week, and he has to go to Madrid to save his life. No! He's being paid very large amounts at Liverpool. I'm sure we would have offered him more money as well. There were offers out there on the table. It's not like the club wanted him to leave. We want him to stay. So why on earth should we, as Liverpool fans, be like, oh yeah, thank you, Trent, for everything you've done. We wish you all the best. Yeah, I know you disrespected us. You've left on a free in your prime. You're a vice captain. You've run away to Madrid when we're winning a Premier League. You've said nothing about it at all. But still, we wish you all the best, Trent. Thank you for what you've done. What he's done is what he's done. Thank you for that. Equally, he should be grateful to us for what we've done to him. We've created him as a player. He's gone through our academy. And the fans have always supported him. Even when he's been getting all the stick on social media, we've always defended him and said he's the best right back in the world. We've always defended this guy. We've shown his support for him. We've shown the love for him. We've done everything we can as Liverpool fans to be as supportive as we can to Trent. So there's no case of like, we owe him something. We owe him nothing. Liverpool doesn't owe him anything. We've paid him a great salary. He's won lots of trophies. And the fans have supported him. It's not a case of like, oh, we still owe him something. He's done so many great things and we've done nothing to him. Of course not. Of course not. Trent was not working voluntarily at Liverpool. It's not like he was working as a volunteer. He was being paid millions and millions and millions of pounds a year for his services. So the fact that we should be grateful for his services is, I would say, a rather bizarre argument. He's already been paid for them quite well. On the contrary, I think that he should have had a bit more respect for us and at least shown some more respect in the way you leave. To do so in a more considerate manner, to not leave Liverpool fans thinking the entire year, is Trent gonna leave, is Trent gonna leave, is Trent gonna leave. It's your decision, Trent. You can choose to do that, but that will make your departure more toxic. And personally, I will not at all applaud him. I will not be the one applauding him off the pitch. I will not be the one saying, thank you, Trent, for everything, I will be on the contrary saying that this is, frankly enough, to me, quite disgusting. I feel quite, I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, and I'm not shy to say that I'm very disappointed with this. And I don't like the way he's left. I don't like the fact he's left. I don't like the way he's leaving on a free. But the biggest issue for me is the way he's done it, the way he's conducted himself, the way he stayed radio silent. That lack of transparency and lack of honesty with the fans is something I will never understand and never resonate with. If, as I said, and I'll say it once again, if you come out at the beginning of the season and you say, I'm going to leave Liverpool, then fans will understand that. They will understand you a lot better than saying nothing and then, boom, you're going. Which one of these two do you think will go down better with the fans? Being honest and transparent or saying nothing? Because what we heard from you last time is stuff about you wanting to be future captain. That's what we've heard from you. And now you're leaving? Hold on. You want to be future captain and you're leaving. That's oxymoron, my friend. That makes no sense. That's like me saying, I want to work in finance whilst also applying to a job to work in marketing. No, that makes no sense. You can't want to work in finance and then be applying to marketing at the same time. If you said that your dream is to work in finance, well, why are you applying to marketing and going to job in marketing if your dream is to be in finance? Equally, you can't be saying that your dream is to be the future captain of Liverpool when you are literally going to Real Madrid. At least be honest and say, I've had a great time, thanks so much, but I want a new experience in my life. Fair enough. You've got your freedom, we'll understand it, we'll show you an understanding. But we do not show, we Liverpool fans should not be showing understanding and compassion for radio silence and just deciding to leave. Right? Just leaving, saying nothing about it, not being honest with us. I'm sorry, if you weren't being honest with us, if you weren't being transparent with us, as fans, we have the right to show frustration at it. And I will not, as I said, I will not be one of the fans to applaud Trent for what he's doing, to try to show him too much respect for this. I'm not going to be toxic towards him. I'm never going to be toxic towards anyone. But calling it out and saying he's been disrespectful and what I think this is quite disgraceful, that is my opinion. I'm not being toxic about it. I'm just saying I consider this quite disgraceful. Personally, I think this is disgraceful. I don't like the way he's done it. So that is my opinion, and a lot of Liverpool fans will agree with me. Some Liverpool fans will disagree with me. Fundamentally, the fan base is not happy with it, and they shouldn't be. And you shouldn't be, as a Liverpool fan, you should not be sitting here and saying, yeah, thank you, Trent, thank you so much, man. Nah, it's okay. You've left it on a free. It's fine, thank you. No, I mean, he said nothing about it. Ran away from our club to Real Madrid. Come on a free as well. How's that meant to be good? As a Liverpool fan, how can you not feel at least some degree of frustration at that? Some degree of anger towards that? Of course you'd feel frustrated at that. He's given always, he's won everything. Yeah, he's won everything and now he's running away. Look at the legends of other clubs. Look at true legends of clubs. They've won many trophies. What, did Roy Keane just say, yeah, I've won one set of trophies, I'm ahead of guys, bye. What, for instance, you think that our legends in our history have also scampered off like Steven Gerrard? You think they've just all ran away saying, yeah, we've won a trophy, let me go by? What? That's not a good logic, is it at all? So personally, I think it's very disappointed. Very, very disappointed, but ultimately he's made his decision and he has decided to prefer a shiny badge over his Liverpool heritage. He's chosen to, I guess, find more personal glory in some glorified club rather than to be a legend of his own club. He's chosen this decision, and I think that his Liverpool heritage will consequently be very, very tarnished. Maybe not destroyed, but very, very tarnished by what he's done. And that's exactly how it is. It's his decision. He's made this decision. I think in these circumstances, when a player decides to do something and they've done so knowingly, you can't really then start being, oh, come on, let's be compassionate and understanding. it's different, right? For someone like Darwin Núñez, who is underperforming on the pitch, I'll support him all day long. I'll back him. I'll support him because he's not underperforming on purpose. If a player is underperforming, I will never go out there and start slamming them for it. Because if they're underperforming, if they can't perform properly, I hope they do better. I want them to do better because they're not doing it on purpose. I want the best for them to get better. But when a player makes a decision voluntarily and does it, that is very different because they chose to do it. It's a very big difference. So that's why, for instance, I will always support Darwin Núñez, and I will never show him any kind of disrespect or any kind of hate. In general, I would not show any hate towards players, but I would definitely not show any disrespect or any kind of negativity towards players for underperforming, because if a player is underperforming, they're probably having a hard time anyways because it's very difficult for them. I'm understanding of that. I have full compassion for that. Playing for Liverpool is a difficult thing. It's the Premier League. If you can't really deal with it, it's unfortunate. I wish you all the best. I hope you've got a great future. And I hope, for instance, if Darwin Núñez were to move on clubs in the summer, I wish him all the best in his future. I hope he goes on to have a great career. It's not like I'm going to be like, oh, I'm frustrated with Darwin. I'm irritated. How is he so rubbish? No, look, we paid the money for him. We decided that this guy's worth £85 million. We decided to go out and pay that money to Benfica. Ultimately, he's not been able to live up to the price tag. That's not his fault. It's not like he's purposely done it to sabotage us. He's tried his best. He just can't do it. Hasn't got the composure. Hasn't got the confidence. Hasn't got it in him. We understand that. I respect him. Thank you for your services. I appreciate it. Best luck in your future if he was to go in the summer, which I think he will leave, by the way. It's very, very likely he will leave. But it's very different to a player knowingly deciding to leave a club, staying radio silent, saying nothing about it, and then Liverpool fans are still meant to be compassionate for that. That's different. Those are two different kind of cases, and I think it's important to distinguish that. Respect is earned. It's not automatically given. You don't automatically get compassion for leaving a club. These are very different things. When Firmino left the club, we all showed him tremendous respect because he said so in advance. It was a case of the club essentially not wanting to really keep him. He was already at kind of his age where he was getting injuries, and it seemed like a logical conclusion to his career to leave Liverpool because he wasn't really getting many minutes. So him leaving was, the fans all accepted it. No one was like, oh, Firmino, how could you leave? Because ultimately he left because the club wasn't really offering him anything, really. That's why when he left, we all had understanding for Firmino. Different story completely. Even, you could say with Jordan Henderson, it's a bit different because, he's already been our captain for 8 years. He's been at the club for a long, long time. He's won a lot of trophies with us. And that season, he was underperforming. He was already 33 then. His performance was dropping off. And I would assume probably the club weren't really going to guarantee him minutes. I think it's quite likely that, we had this midfield rebuild underway. Obviously, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai. With new players coming in, you can expect Jordan Henderson knowing that he's going to get less and less minutes. And I understand that. When you're already aging, you know you're going to get less minutes. You want to go out there and play somewhere where you will get more minutes and earn more money. I understand that. I've got no problem with how Jordan Henderson left. That's not a problem to me at all. Because I understand the circumstance of why he's left. I understand the fact that he wasn't going to get that many minutes. He was already aging. He was already kind of way past his prime. And it seemed like a logical time for him to go. But with Trent, no. He's in his prime. Going on a free to our arch-European rivals. Running away to Madrid when we're winning a Premier League. Mate, we're the greatest club in England. We've equaled the total for 20 titles. We're competing for trophies. Real Madrid might end up with no trophies this year. That would be quite funny, wouldn't it be, Trent? If you go to Real Madrid and we end up winning more trophies next year. That'd be very funny, and I hope that happens, obviously. And look, ultimately, I don't want to hate on Trent. I'm not going to hate on him, but I am very disappointed.